Good morning. I don't have a lot of time because I'm up before everybody else and the schools are striking today, so I have kids home and I'm just trying to get this video done. I apologize if you can hear my washing machine in the background. It is not quiet. So I just wanted to show off the terrariums I made yesterday with my heap of moss that I got from Moss Clerks. Some of that moss was actually from my mother-in-law as well. She'd got it in a set with a little baby Christmas tree, and she saved me the moss. So some of that's in here. Usually I'll collect my own moss from, the woods, but I haven't been out in a while, and it's January, so pickings are cold and sloshy to come by, especially in Scotland. So anyway, for my Christmas, I asked my girls to get me a set of bottles I found on Amazon. They're all different shapes, and that's why I have this baby skull here to go with my big skull. I thought it was great. Now, they're not all like shapes of things. Some of them are just cool shapes of bottles, like this little fat round one. So in the skull I've put a lot of quartz. This round one, it looks a lot better in person. It's very dark in in this camera view. Let's see if I can adjust the light at all. No, sorry. My light is not ideally set up for this. But it's got it says it's cherry quartz. I suspect it's dyed rather than naturally occurring. But it's nice to have little pink stones in there and like 3 or 4 different, at least 4 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 different kinds of moss, maybe even 6. Wow, I really went all out on this one. So yeah, that one, it doesn't look very good on camera. It looks really cute in person though. This is one of my favorites. Another weird, it's kind of a milk bottle shape, isn't it? So this one has tree moss in the background. And I've also put some strings of turtles leaves that I'd started to propagate, so that you can see the babies coming up. So they've got a bit of a root system to them, whereas I did put some turtles in with the skull. And there's another one just growing up. This has some green stones and some labradorite stones as well. You can't really see them flashing. You can see the rainbow kind of flashes in the stones. They're good little pebbles. Anyway, I put some string of turtles segment in with the skull as well, but it's not rooted. So I'm going to have to just keep an eye on that and see if it's going to rot or root. I've not had a lot of luck propagating them from like a section of leaves. Rather, just individual leaves will root and grow new babies for me. But well, I'm just not very good with plants, but I'm getting better. So this bottle is another one. It's got a flat side, like a candy, the candy shop bottles. I thought that was really cool. So you get this whole nice flat viewing area, and this is all quartz. It's actually regular quartz and rose quartz, but the rose quartz isn't super pink. It is a little bit pink, but not a lot. So here's another section of turtles that I've put down, hoping it will just root in, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So, and this last little bottle is a welly boot. How cute is that? In the bottom, I've just put some amethyst and quartz chips that I had for drainage, and the other ones there's leca in the bottom for drainage. But I thought in this one you can't really get the leca in unless I crush it, and then what's the point? But I thought it would be kind of pretty. Now this will probably all grow with algae and stuff as well, which will be interesting to watch develop. So there's some tree moss in there, some other moss, and just more quartz and amethyst on top. Just decorative, and it's a welly boot. How incredibly cute is that? There's also a heart bottle and a star bottle that I made into little terrariums, but I gave those to my kids, so they're upstairs and I am not going to retrieve them. So this is my oak leaf creeping fig. He finally got a home, and I hope he does well because I'd like it to thrive so I can get additional cuttings from it and spread it out a bit more. So like I said, or I think I said in the previous video, this plant was not easy to come by. I'd also like to get a bit of bark or something to put up the back of this so that it actually has something to creep on, but it's fine for now. It's a good little home with all the quartz crystals, tree moss, and various other mosses. I think the time moss was my favorite. I think it was called time moss. My favorite new moss that I haven't gathered myself in the wild. I think that one was really, really nice in the terrarium, so I might be looking to get more of that. So this is one of the biggest terrariums I've ever made, and I'm really happy with it so far, but it does have a little bit more development to be had. I think I like the little pine cones as well. They're ones that I gathered a couple years ago, I think. I gathered the pine cones. I meant to do something else with them. So this is the last one. This is the biggest terrarium I've ever made to date. It has got, you can see a string of turtles here, hoping that it will root down and make more of itself. This is some of the moss from my mother-in-law right up front. And there's a big amethyst in the middle. And the thing about this amethyst is, I know I bought it, but I've never liked it. And the reason why I bought it was because it was really cheap. And the reason why it was really cheap was because I don't want to say idiot, but I mean idiot. some ill-advised person carved it into a conch shape, so it's kind of like a shell, and it looks ridiculous. It's such a beautiful stone. So what I did was I buried the tail of it so that all you can see is the crystally cut top, which is quite beautiful. And now I like it a lot more. I do like some stones made into shapes, but I don't know, making stones into shell shapes just didn't sit right with me. So there's a big tuft of tree moss in here that I think looks kind of like a little bonsai, which is really cool. And it's just more amethyst chips roundabout. So I'm really happy with this one, even though there's loads of space for something to grow up. I think it's really nice just the way it is. I don't really have any plans to add to this, but I would like to see it develop, and if the turtles, string of pearls would not work. I have both. But yeah, this is the only one I've seen used in terrariums. If the turtles take off, then further development will be needed to give them something to kind of spread out on, I guess. But that is what I did yesterday. All of my lovely little terrariums. There are still pictures on my Instagram if you are interested in seeing more, and I'm going to wrap this up because I hear the pitter-patter of little children, big loud children. Goodbye.